July 12th, I'm at the Pearl Theater in Las Vegas, Nevada. July 17th through July 20th, I'm in Sacramento, California at the Punchline. July 22nd, I'm in Burbank, California at Flappers Comedy Club. July 25th and 26th, I'm in Niagara Falls, New York at the Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. July 31st, I'm at the Orpheum Theater in Omaha, Nebraska. August 8th and 9th, I'm in New York City at the City Winery. And August 14th through the 16th, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia at the Helium Comedy Club.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary with the Get Some podcast. And my guest this week is...
This motherfucker Gary.
What's going on, everybody? This is Gary Owen with the Get Some podcast. I'll start off with my trip last week to the Bahamas. Went to the Bahamas, which is, man, one of my favorite resorts in the world. I've been to Bahamas probably freaking five years in a row. I mean, outside of COVID, I went in 18, 19, didn't go in 20, went in 21, 22, 23. Yeah, I've been every year other than 20 since 2018. Always stay at the Bahamas. Love that place. You know what I like about the Bahamas is there's kids there, but it doesn't feel overrun with kids. So you're ever gonna go to Nassau? You know, nothing wrong with the Atlantis. It's cool, but I prefer the Bahamas myself. They got 3 towers. They got the Grand Hyatt, the SLS, and the Rosewood. Now, the Rosewood is plusher than plush. Now, the SLS, I think it's supposed to be a little better than Grand Hyatt, but I prefer the Grand Hyatt. If I'm going to go there, I either want to stay at the Grand Hyatt or Rosewood. Those are my 2 favorites. But yeah, shouts out to everybody there, the staff, everybody, the casino. It's just, especially the Grand Hyatt people, they just take such good care of me every time I go there. So just big shout out to everyone. All the restaurants, the pools, the bartenders. Appreciate. I had my twins with me, and they was wildin'. Like this, you know, I got twins, and they're about to turn 2, and they're already in what they call the terrible 2 stage. We opened the door. I got Rome and Royal. Rome just wants to be held, wants to be hugged. He's a big old teddy bear, and he's the big one of the twins. Royal? Wow, man. That dude on another level. I think I had rose-colored glasses on. That's my son. Nah, he ain't like that. Oh, he liked that. He liked that. We would open the door, and he would bolt out the hallway and just run up and down the hallway with nowhere to go. Just, That's a good thing about 2-year-olds. They just need space. You give them some space, they're happy. That boy was running all over the hallway in the casino in the mornings. So there was a restaurant in the Bahamas called Clio, and they have the breakfast buffet. And we ate there every day. We was there for 5 days, 5 mornings. And my boys was making messes on top of messes. And I felt bad for the staff. I was like, man, they're trashing this freaking floor. And they weren't bad. They weren't crying. They weren't wild. They just watermelon, Cheerios, grits, eggs, biscuits. They was just stuffing everything in their mouth. And it's like half the food comes in and half pops out. And you look at the floor, you're like, what just happened? And by the end of the trip, the last day we came down to eat breakfast, the staff kind of knew us. They was like, oh, we're going to miss you, Rome. We're going to miss you, Royal. And they just, I had no idea. This is how wild the one is. Not Rome Royal. Everyone told me I haven't flown with my boys since October of 2024. And not that they're flying a lot, but they've been to Disney. I didn't get to make that trip back in June. And I think there was one other trip they went on a plane. So I had 7 people on this trip went to the Bahamas with me. So it was 5 people and then the 2 twins. And they was all telling me, yo, Royal won't stop moving. He's up and down the plane. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, it can't be that bad. But they convinced me it was that bad. So my girl, her mom, the nanny, when the nanny says it's a lot, it's a lot. So it sounds so awful. It sounds like I'm so out of touch with reality, but it was so bad. I booked a private. I booked a private plane to take us back home from the Bahamas because I go, I don't want to be stuck like that. And I had a good run on the craps table. I had a good run on the blackjack table. Not private jet good run, but I had a good run. So I made a little money gambling in the Bahamas. And so I go, you know what? It's the end of a vacation. We don't get a lot of family vacations like this. So I'm gonna splurge a little bit. So I called my boy who knew some people that had some charters, and we chartered one. And that was the best money I ever spent because Royal was wilding on the PJ. He's not wild, like crying, screaming, everything. He's got to move. And then he's eating like veggie chips, and then half the chips are on the ground. And there were so many crumbs and things. Like we bought a pizza to bring on the plane, things like that. There were so many crumbs on the plane. I apologized to the guy, the pilot, but he goes, "You don't know what we've seen. This is mild. Your mess is a vacuum. You should see some of the stuff we've had to clean up on some of these flights." And I can only imagine. I'm sure some of the social media influencers, I'm sure some of the rap artists, the country artists, I'm sure any young artist in their 20s is probably wilding on them PJs. And I didn't get a big one. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't no Drake shit. It wasn't the stuff you see on Lifestyles Rich and Famous. It was a cool little, 10-seater. It says it could seat 10 people, but 10 people uncomfortably. 6 people comfortably. That's what it is. So, it didn't have a bathroom on it. So that tells you how small it was. But the trip was about 3 hours. So it was worth it. I don't regret it. I don't have buyer's remorse. I'm glad I did it. I will definitely be back at the Bahamas. I just love that place. So shouts out to everybody, especially the Grand Hyatt people. You guys, wow, you know how to treat your guests. I'll put it like that. You almost treat your guests too well because I went and got a private jet. I was feeling so good about my life when I left there. Yeah. No regrets. None. It wasn't the beauty about flying private. And I know this is probably sounding awful to some people like me. You brag. I'm not. I'm just sharing a story. You don't have to go through customs like that. That's the worst part about in and out of the Caribbean or most countries is customs and they always make you feel guilty. They always make you feel like you did something wrong. Like, why are you here? How long are you going to be here? Do you have anything? You're always like, no. And you're waiting for somebody to be like, come with me. So, yeah, but that's the beauty of it. So, yeah, it was a cool little thing. And I think I was the only one that had ever been on a private plane before that was on it. So it was cool to see other people's reaction. And they were a first, but I don't know what that means for my boys. Like, I was in my 40s. No, I was in my 30s. First time I flew on a private jet. It was Tom Joyner's. How that happened was so random. Anyways, my boys are 2, almost 2. They're 1, and they've already been on a private jet. I don't know if I'm setting them up or what, but the first private jet I ever went on was Tom Joyner was in Cincinnati. And if you guys remember Tom Joyner, the radio show, Tom Joyner morning show, but the Tom Joyner Fantastic Voyage Cruise was the shit. Probably still is. I just haven't done it in a couple of years. But he was in Cincinnati, and he happened to be flying to Atlanta. And I had a show in Atlanta. So I went in the morning because he was doing an on-location show in Cincinnati. So I went in the morning to go see him. I got on, sat in with him a little bit. And he said, where are you headed this weekend, Gary? I said, well, I'm actually in Atlanta tonight. I got a show. And we got off there. He goes, dude, I'm flying to Atlanta. He goes, you just want to hop on the plane? I was like, all right. So we get on the plane. Tom Joyner was that dude. He still is that dude. But he gets a private, and in Cincinnati, it's the Lunken Airport is a private airport. And there's all these little planes sitting there, different private planes. And there's Tom sitting right in the middle. It's a jet black plane. It's like everything's black. Even the pilots are black. And Tom Joyner was like, yo, this is jet black air, not jet blue, jet black. And we got on. I just remember I was that dude. I was taking pictures and videos. And he had a nice one, though, because he had a bedroom in the back. And he just got in. He shut the door. It was about a 2-hour flight. And I didn't see him. He got on a plane. I remember he called me and said, what do you want to eat for lunch? I'm at Subway. And whatever I said. And he brought me a Subway sandwich. And he sat down, said, what's up? Went in the back, closed the door. I think he took a nap. And then we woke up. We landed. And I didn't even see him when we landed. He never came out. I think he was still asleep. And what I remember about that trip, we landed, and that's when private's different. My driver was waiting on the runway when we landed. So we got off. The driver was waiting on me. I loaded my bags up, and we were driving to my hotel. And one thing I remember about this driver, in a 30-minute drive from the airport to the hotel, he told me, I'm sorry, I've had my twins all day. I'm a little tired. Sorry about that. He told me he played a professional sport. I can't remember. I think he said he played for the Atlanta Braves, and we just happened to be in Atlanta. And he said he started some record label like So Def with Jermaine Dupri. And there was something else, just 3 things he did that I just kept looking at him going, if you really did all these things, professional athlete, started a record label with Jermaine Dupri, and something else, I go, you're terrible with money. That's the only thing I thought. I said, man, you just told me 3 mogul type moves and you have nothing that you're now driving a car. I mean, it didn't make any sense. I was like, that's the second time I've had a driver tell me he used to play a pro sport that I knew they were lying. It's one thing, and there's nothing wrong with being a driver. Don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying, if you've started a record label with Jermaine Dupri, that this was probably 15, 16 years ago that me and Tom got on this plane. So this is when Jermaine was at the top of his game. Like, had all the artists in Atlanta. This is when Atlanta was just starting to freaking pop for hip hop. Not starting, it was in that heyday for hip hop. And being a professional athlete, and there was something else he did. There was 3 things that I was like, because I had another guy tell me he played for the Milwaukee Bucks, and he clearly was lying. Clearly. And I was looking at him going, bro, this is before Uber, but he didn't even have a limo. This was like a Kia. And I just remember I think they're talking to get a reaction out of you. And if you don't get the reaction they want, they keep going with these stories. That's what I've learned. So the same driver in Atlanta and the same driver in Chicago that said he played for the Milwaukee Bucks, they told me this story, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I guess I didn't get the reaction they wanted because they kept going with it. And I'm going, I don't believe you. I just don't. I don't know why people do that. And especially now we're in a Google age. I had an old buddy of mine, old military buddy, that said I ran into him like 10 years after I had seen him. So he said he said he played college football for like North or South Carolina or some SEC, ACC school. I looked it up. He's nowhere to be found. And I go, we can look this up. Like, if you tell me you played for a college, I can look it up. If you tell me you were on the Atlanta Braves, all I can do is, what's your name? And I can look it up. The Milwaukee Bucks, I can look it up. And I'm that dude. I do. I ask people their name and I try to find them. And all 3 of these people, my 2 drivers and my old buddy in the military, they're on no rosters on the internet. None. I just don't understand why people feel the need to say something like that when I'm just going, it doesn't change how I feel about you. Just be a cool driver. We can talk about whatever, but you don't have to tell me a story that isn't true. So anyways, another show I had last weekend was in Boston. I did Jaylen Brown for the Celtics. I did his charity event. I think it's called the Juice Foundation. And he's doing a really cool thing. He's taking kids from the inner city of Boston, and he's taking them over to MIT. And they're taking classes at MIT, and they're meeting with professors, and they're teaching them how to use AI and just a lot of other things that they wouldn't get in public school and inner city schools. And he's busting them in, and it's just a cool foundation. So he brought us in for the show. We had a great show. But the best part about the show, when you do these shows like this, these big comedy shows, was Lil Duval was on it, Sam J was on it, and Deion Cole was on it. And I don't know Sam J that well, and we don't have any history together. But I got a lot of history with Deion and Lil Duval. And Duval had the funniest thing. So Deion comes up to me after the show, and I go, "What's up, man?" He goes, "How you doing, man?" I said, "I'm good. How are you?" He goes, "I'm good." He goes, "But how you really doing?" I said, "Man, I'm great. No complaints." He goes, "I go, what about you? You good though? You really good?" He goes, "Yeah, man, I'm good." And Duval said, "Man, when you're rich, you don't have shit to talk about." He goes, "Because that's basically what you two just said to each other. How you doing, man? Rich? How you doing, Rich?" I was like, because it's funny because me and Deion started cracking up because he's like, yeah, because when you ain't, no, I don't think you're ever where you want to be in entertainment. I just think you're always striving for something else. If you sell 10,000 tickets, you want to sell 10,001. If you win an Oscar, you want to win another Oscar. If you get a Netflix special, you want another Netflix special. If your Netflix special come in at number one, you want to be number one and breaking numbers next time. There's always another step you're looking to get to. And me and Deion started laughing. They was like, yeah, when you're like, but when you're comfortable and you're content, you're happy where your life is and your career is going, you don't really have a lot to say when somebody goes, "How you doing?" You're just going, "All right." And it's funny because when you're on the grind and you're struggling, you're just getting out there, those conversations are different. Because I told Deion, we were sitting there, I go, you know, when you're frustrated in your career, you'd be like this, "How's it going, Gary?" "Man, freaking BET, they ain't doing nothing, and Netflix won't mess with me, and Jesse Collins, the guy that books a lot of stuff for BET, he just won't fuck with me," and you start naming names, and you're just going, whoa, yeah, I auditioned for this, and they gave it to this dude, I don't know why, he ain't that good, you know, Tyler Perry ain't messing with me, and you know, Will Packer ain't messing with me, and Spike Lee ain't doing nothing for me, and Quentin Tarantino said he was going to put me in Django 2. He ain't do that. That's how people talk when they're frustrated. When you're all right, you're like, "I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing good." And I guess that was a weird play on words when I said Tyler Perry ain't messing with me. Because that dude's going through right now. So listen. I think the worst is when people are ganging up on somebody, whether it's valid or not. I know as much money as Tyler has and as powerful as he is, he's probably going through it a little bit mentally with everything coming at him with I don't know, the guy said he Tyler sexually harassed him, and then they show the text, and I'm looking at the text going, if they're real, it just seemed like flirting. It didn't seem like anybody was being harassed, and the guy was kind of engaging with it. So I'll just put my 2 cents in. I worked with Tyler Perry. I had no issues. The dude did a solid, put me on House of Pain for a season. And I remember we were going to do a spinoff, but it never materialized. But I'm always appreciative of people that went to bat for me. During my career, like Will Packer went to bat for me for Think Like a Man. Michael Jai White went to bat for me for Welcome to Sudden Death 2. And Tyler Perry, who calls his own shots, put me on a sitcom for one season. And I had a great time. Got my feet wet in the sitcom world, so to speak. And I got no complaints. I still got friends to this day from being on the show. That's where I got to know Lance Gross and Denise Lawton and just everyone that was on the show was cool because we were all staying at the same hotel if we didn't live in Atlanta. So you're not only seeing people on set, but then you're seeing them at Starbucks in the morning or at the restaurant at the hotel at night. So you're not just getting off work and be like deuces. You're actually getting to know these people. And just like running into Duval and Dion and Sam J, like I said, don't have a lot of history with her, but those two, those are the things I like about this business is when you sit there and I love talking to Lil Duval. I always say he's one of the smartest guys in the business. And I love talking to Dion. And it's good to see those guys doing so well. And just like with the Tyler thing, I think everybody's piling up on him. But my experience was met him on Tom Joyner, met him on the Tom Joyner show. He was there to hype up House of Pain. And then he said, I think I can do something with you. And so gave my number. His people called. I just remember, this is what I remember. I remember we set a meeting. And it was just me and Tyler, and we set the meeting, and his people called. Not me and Tyler talking, but me and his people called. And they said, you're going to meet like on October 2nd, let's say. And so I booked my flight, I booked my hotel. I'll never forget, I booked the Delta flight coach, and I was staying at the DoubleTree somewhere in Atlanta, DoubleTree. And they said, no, Tyler wants to fly him in, put him up. So Tyler flew me first class. Am gave me a suite at the Ritz for 3 days. We met for probably an hour or two, and he put me in a Ritz for 3 days in a suite. And then I ended up getting the job. I was on the show for one season. So while everybody's piling up on him, I'll just share a good story for what it's worth about my experience working with him. No issues. Then I didn't see him again for, that was like 2008. So I didn't see him again until 2014. I was presented the BET Awards, and he was sitting in the front, and it was, hey, what's up, man? Good seeing you again, blah, blah, blah. Just real quick, keep it moving. So just in a time when people are kind of piling up on him, I like to share a halfway decent story of what he did for me. So you can take it for what it's worth. So anyways, I am in Vegas this Saturday, July 12th. And like anybody's been to Vegas numerous times, I've shot 2 movies there. I shot Think Like a Man 2, and I shot back on the Strip. And I've done shows there for 20 years. So I got some Vegas stories. I got some I want to share, some I don't want to share. So a funny one that I could never share, we were shooting Think Like a Man 2. And it was one of the nights we were going. We got all out of our system like the first couple weeks, and then you're kind of done with Vegas. Like Vegas to me now, it's just, where's the new restaurant, gamble a little bit, and that's it. I have no desire to go to any nightclubs or parties or day parties at the pool or none of that. I just want to gamble a little bit, eat some good food, and that's about it. I would like to go to the Sphere, see a show at the Sphere. I haven't done that yet, but I remember one night we was all out, we was partying, and at a left field, we were leaving some nightclub and then going to some other after hours club. And I was in a car with like 4 people that I barely knew. And I just remember they were literally giving me a ride somewhere. And my ex-wife called, and I didn't know she was called like freaking 3 a.m. And I just go, pull over. We was on the Strip, and they go, what? I go, pull the car over. They pull out. No, I said, stop the car. Stop the car. Stop the car. So I jump out of the car, and I'm literally dodging cars on the Strip. And then I get to the sidewalk, and she's like, where you at? I was like, oh, looking for some toothpaste. She goes, huh? I said, looking for some toothpaste at CVS. And then she goes, at 3 a.m. I said, yeah, we was out, and I just had to get some toothpaste. And so she came in, I think she was coming in the next week to come see me. And I had to find a CVS and figure out where it was. So if she asked, and she ended up asking, I would be like, no, this is where I was when you asked me when you called. I was at this CVS. I was like, I was like, what are the chances she's calling me at 3 a.m? Keep in mind, 3 a.m. in Vegas is 6 a.m. in Cincinnati. She was getting up. I was still out. But I had to find a dang CVS, buy Caesars, figure out where I was. But yeah, that's where I was. I walked over to CVS. That's it. So I'm glad those days are over, where you got to like cover your tracks. That's not a great place to be in. But yeah, just a quick Vegas story that I thought was funny. Anyways, that's not going to happen this weekend though. I am doing nothing. Maybe I'm hoping to go to Peter Luger's, my favorite steakhouse. I'm sure I'll hit another steakhouse. That's really what I'm looking forward to. Doing a couple podcasts. The NBA Summer League's there. About it. Just basically gonna get my hair cut. Yeah, sounds exciting, doesn't it? Right? Hey, this podcast is brought to you by Blue Chew. Now listen. I love Blue Chew. I do. It helps me so much. In a time when nobody will ever see me but one person, one other person will be in the room when Blue Chew takes action. Because this isn't just about performance. This is about legacy. And I'm talking about that third leg. Oh yeah, I see. And you see it. Did this just get creepy? Or did this just get real sexy? I think it did. Well, you just want to give your girl to have something to say in her girls group chat. Like, man, Gary was doing something special last night. What was he doing? I don't know, but I like it. So anyways, we got a call to action right now. Everybody wants to use Blue Chew. I think you should use it because you see a smile on my face. I love it. So we got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code GETSOME at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to bluechew.com for details and safety information. And as always, a big thank you to Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. Thank you, fellas. So, last thing I want to talk about, I had a clip go viral this week. I want to share the backstory to it. So like I said, last week I gave all my guys love, T-Rob, Rob, Adam. But Adam he's told me he's been on the road with me for about 6 months, but he's my opener / camera guy. And we got another camera guy that travels with us. And they have been on their shit, editing my clips. I gotta deliver on stage, but I think I've been most frustrated thing I've been with my career over the last 10 years was not having a camera crew with me. When people call it crowd work, but I could be telling stories. Something could go wrong in the audience and I riff on it. And if I ain't got the cameras there to capture it, it sucks because I feel like I'm missing out. And I feel like I'm missing out on, you never know when lightning strikes and the stars align and you get that magical moment on stage. And now I have my guys. I got my guys in place. I got Adam. I got my other guy, Chris. They're young guys. They're motivated and they do great work. And I forgot about this Baltimore clip. And he kept telling me, because I was in Baltimore the end of February, beginning of March. And Adam goes, I'm starting to get into the Baltimore shows because there's like 15 of them or something. And he goes, we got some stuff here. He not warned me, but he gave me a heads up like, we got some clips that can get some legs and really resonate and go nuts. He sends me, first one he sends me about me talking with this Puerto Rican chick. And it did pretty good. Adam, whenever Adam calls me and says, I got a banger, he's been right 100% of the time. He goes, I got a banger. I got a banger. And I watched it and I go, whoa, this is pretty good. And it was I did not know what was going on. There was a guy in the front row. He had a brim hat. He had a sparkly jacket on and something was wrong, clearly wrong. And so he starts talking to security. First starts talking to a door guy. The door guy, the waiter guy, he calls over security. Head of security comes over. Another security guard comes over. They're having a pretty cordial but heated discussion. And I'm just riffing the whole time. We're going to show it. We're going to show it right now.
I don't don't really care if a guy wants to be a girl or a girl wants to be a guy. It's your own choice. I don't care. What I'm not a big fan of, though, everything good? This motherfucker wants his drink now. Hey, hey! Yeah, I just want a little bit of Hennessy, one ice. Yeah. One straw, no lemon, no lime. Nah, just bring it here, bro. Bro, you're doing too much right now. Plastic cup. Plastic cup. Hey, this motherfucker want a plastic cup? Come here, plastic cup. Plastic cup, please. Yes. Security, please. This motherfucker was not planning on working tonight. Look how slow he walking. He got up, put his glasses on. This bullshit. Oh my God. I expect this at the late show, not the early show. Listen, he wants a plastic cup, one straw, one lemon in the Hennessy. That one right there? No, we ain't got lemons, bro. We out of lemons. How you doing, sir? You want a plastic cup? Listen. We only got paper straws. We ain't got plastic straws. We got paper straws. I'm not a paper straw, motherfucker. I did not wear this hat to sip out of a paper straw. You see this motherfucking brand right now? Well, maybe take it off. Listen, man, I appreciate everything you're doing. I'll be honest with you, bro. I got the fries and the wings, and the shit tastes the same. You got one fryer in this motherfucker? I'm about to... I got my sparkly jacket out. Lay away for this shit. Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Hey, man, you want me to kick him out? Nah, he good. All right. What was the problem? What was wrong?
I don't drink.
Oh, you don't drink?
I don't drink, so they trying to make me do a bottomless. I don't drink.
Oh, you don't drink?
I'm going to do a bottomless for some soda.
Oh, okay. So they need you to spend some money, basically, right? And you're like, I don't drink. All right. Why don't you drink anymore? Some people can and can't. You can't, yeah. I can't. I get it. I can't do dark liquor. Fuck. I do dark women, but I don't do dark and dark. Liquor light, women dark. I can't do dark and dark, motherfucking no. Fucking Jack Daniels, Hennessy, fucking any kind of cognac. Man, shit, I've had some fucking wild nights in my day. Think I'm going to bed with Halle Berry and wake up to Precious. What the fuck? You did not look like that last night. I will never drink dark liquor again. That was my fucking moment. But you can order food, right?
Yeah, I had food.
You have food and everything? All right. Does that come with the table though? Like since you bought like a VIP table, they're like expecting you to buy liquor? Because that was a lot. Okay, I was just making sure. I thought they was coming again. I thought you called somebody. Hey, get Daryl. There's always a Daryl. Daryl always handles shit.
And I'm riffing the whole time, but I don't know what they're talking about. And so I'm just ad-libbing. I go, you want a paper straw? What you want? He goes, hey, man, the fries and the chicken wings tasted similar. We only had one fryer. And I'm making all this up on the fly. I'll put it like this. I see people's comments. Nothing was staged. There was not a plant. It was one of those moments, and comedians know magic happens. And that's what this was, because you got to really look at the editing of it. It ended up, he had two security guards right behind him. And we put a button on it because right when I said, are we good? And the one security guard looked at the other one and I go, we're going to kick him out? No, he good. And they both walked separate ways. I did not know that was going to happen. But when I was talking about it, I said, we good, we good. And they both went this way. There was a button on the damn bit. And that mother sucker is going nuts. As we speak, it's going nuts. It's got between Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Short, probably 15 By the time this podcast airs, because I tape it the night before, it's 15 mil. Could be a 20 by the time this is airing. And the interaction's nuts. You know you got a good bit when comedians are commenting on it. And I got a lot of comedians, especially on Instagram, are commenting on the clip. And I tell people all the time, don't sleep on Facebook. I know we think it's played out and it's old. Do not, as a comedian, sleep on Facebook. I got more people interacting with me on Facebook. And I think Facebook, more than any other social media site, translates to ticket sales. Because the young people ain't on Facebook. And that's why some of the influencers and some of the other younger people being funny on social media. Instagram and TikTok is cool. Don't get it twisted. It's great. But I don't think it translates to ticket sales as much as Facebook, because Facebook's got people in their 30s and 40s that are established, that have money, that don't mind spending $60, $50 on a ticket, and then they're going to comedy shows, and they've been to comedy shows before and they're enjoying it. I've asked comedy club managers before, just for shits and giggles, I'll ask them like, which crowd, what comedian comes in and you don't enjoy their crowd? You're like, oh, it's gonna be a long weekend. And what comedians do you enjoy their crowd? And I'm not gonna throw any comedians on the bus, but usually it's the younger ones that people come to the comedy show and they've never been, so they don't know there's a 2-drink minimum. They don't know you're not supposed to yell out. They don't know, just sit back and enjoy the show. And they said they complain about everything. They're good. When the bills come, they're going to complain about it. And then that means probably the tips aren't that well. I love it when I'm done with a week and a waiter or waitress goes, thank you. You paid my rent for this month. Or thank you. I've had people literally say, you've paid my rent for the past 3 months. If I got a good weekend where I'm doing 8-9 shows, and that makes me feel good, because I'd be like, all right, my fans are the shit. My fans tip. They take care of their wait staff. And no different than I had a great trip in the Bahamas and I booked a private, right? I know this sounds crazy, but if you go to a comedy show and the comedian's funny as hell and you had a great time, you're more inclined to tip better with the wait staff because you're in a good mood. And if your service was good, listen, if you go to a comedy club, you're not getting a Michelin restaurant. It's mostly bar food. Not that it's bad, but it's bar food. So you're not getting, roasted duck and a mango salsa. Or you're not getting that Japanese Wagyu steak. But if the service is good, the food's decent, and the drinks are good, I go, you're more inclined to tip better. And I love that at the end of weeks when waiters and waitresses say that to me. So I'm saying all that to say, when that clip went viral, or is in the process of going viral, it was funny because a couple people said it's got to be staged. Definitely not. But I posted part 2 the day after, and that's when I forgot. Keep in mind, I'm doing shows every week, so I'm forgetting these stories. That's when the guy, I asked him what was happening, and he goes, "Yo, they wanted me to buy some drinks or like a bottle." He said, "I don't know if that's accurate. I never heard a club force anybody to buy a bottle, but he did have front row VIP seats." I don't know what the small print is when you get that, but he goes, "I don't drink." He goes, so I was trying to explain to him, look, I'll buy water, I'll buy soda or whatever, but I'm not buying liquor. I don't drink. I'm definitely not going to buy a bottle of liquor. And so that was what the somewhat heated discussion was about. And so part 2 we posted, and it just was an extension of part 1. And I was like, man, I got hit from people. That clip gave me more traction from people outside the country. I had a guy contact me in Ireland about doing a show. There were some people contact me. I couldn't even read their writing. It was that much of a different foreign language. I know when I see Spanish, but there was one writing. I don't know what this was. I don't know if it was Greece, Russian. I don't know. But it's just so funny how comedy can resonate with people on the whole other side of the earth that you have no idea. And so that was the backstory for that. And it was taped at the Baltimore Comedy Factory. Love that club. But it's just funny. And let me tell you something. We got more coming. We got more bangers coming from that weekend. Adam said, yo, he goes, we got about 3 or 4 bangers from Baltimore. So if you ever subscribe to my podcast, that means you probably follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook and on YouTube. Just look, we got some bangers coming down the pike. We're in such a different age for stand-up now. Like it used to be, you get a Netflix special, and now there's really only 3 buyers right now if you think about it. You got Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. They're the only 3 streamers/networks that are buying comedy specials. Showtime's not doing it anymore. HBO's not really doing it. Unless you're Gerard Carmichael, I don't know anybody doing HBO specials. And I don't know people are really watching HBO like that anymore. That used to be the holy grail was HBO. You wanted that HBO special. And then it went to like Comedy Central. BET was always cool. And Showtime was all right. But back in the day, it was HBO. And there was only a few people that got them. You got like George Carlin, Richard Jeni. It's interesting. That was a interesting time to be a stand-up. And then Def Comedy Jam came along and but now Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, that's pretty much it. And then what I haven't got a deal. I think I got some of my specials are on Amazon Prime. I don't know about Hulu. I know I got nothing on Netflix, but when my specials go to Amazon, they've already had their run with like Showtime or whoever bought it. But I have to say this, we're in such an age now, like that clip this past week, it was a feeling I had, I think, if I got a Netflix special, because it was just every time I refreshed my phone or I went to a page, it was thousands and thousands and thousands more. And it just never slowed down, and it's still going. So I'm just going, that must be what it feels like to get that Netflix special. I don't know. Maybe I will one day. But right now, I'm good. And the good thing about it is I own the clip. It's mine. I can do whatever I want with it. I can put those 2 clips together and just make it one longer clip. I'm sure it'll still do well. I'll probably do that in about 6 months when it kind of dies down, because as many people as you think saw it, which is crazy to say, like 15 to 20 million have seen it. There's that many more that haven't. So you can definitely repackage things. I realized that when I did Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. His clips, his team is so smart. So they have the clips and they'll cut them up, but then they'll cut up a similar clip and just start it from here and end it different. And it's pretty much 90% the same clip, but they word it different and they start in a different spot and they end at a different spot. So it makes it look like a different clip. But then when you watch it, it's like, it's kind of the same clip. So very smart. So yeah, I'll probably do that in about 6 months, but we got some more bangers coming down the pipe. The good thing is I own them all. So yeah, if you come see me in Sacramento, I'll be filming there. I'll have my camera crews there and come see Adam. And then DC in August, get ready. We got some bangers coming. So, all right, y'all. Great week. Looking forward to this weekend in Vegas. Won't be doing shit. Just getting something to eat. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next week. This is Gary Owen with the Get Some Podcast.
This motherfucker Gary.